お前はもう死んでいる。
So first off, let me just say thank you guys. I wasn't expecting so much love on my last video. Seriously, it means the world to me that you guys enjoyed it, and so I would love to make more interesting stuff like this in the future. Quick little update here. I decided to change the look of the channel to match the season, so get ready for some spooky content for the month of Spooktober. I've never actually celebrated Halloween, so I'm hoping that this will be a great icebreaker into the holiday that people were pushing before September was over. I mean, seriously, I couldn't even have my 21st birthday without people setting up pumpkin patches everywhere. But enough about that. You came here to see what inspiring or cringeworthy characters I've chosen for this list. And if this video does well enough, I am most certainly doing a most likely characters for Smash DLC video within a week or so. So let it be known, all these characters are actually really great. But when it comes to joining Smash, they just don't seem to fit the cut, or at least in my opinion. With that being said, let's get into my list for the most unlikely to be chosen, and even if they were, they'd be hated by everyone, but secretly I would be hyped for and just wouldn't tell anybody, characters for Smash DLC. Yes, this is the original title for the video, it just exceeds YouTube's title limit. Yes, I know it's glorious. So you know Bowser's, Ganondorf's, and Incineroar's side special? You know the move that's the bane of most people's existence? Imagine a character solely based around that. And while you're still thinking about that, I'm gonna hit you with this. Yes, the roided MacLeod himself is number 5 on this list. Besides being my all-time series main, Zangief is an impressively massive grapple character who came to do one thing and one thing only. And that is to pile drive you into the afterlife. If he were to be categorized in Smash, he would be considered a heavyweight with close range capabilities. His moveset will work similarly to Donkey Kong's cargo throws, and each special will reveal a different command grab that has different effects. So why don't I think that he's actually going to get in the game? Well, to be honest, if anyone from the Street Fighter franchise was to get into the game, it would probably be Chun-Li, as she's more popular and has a more recognized moveset than most of the Street Fighter cast. Not to mention that she has more to do with the main plot than Zangief ever could.
I'm sorry. I don't remember any of it.
You don't remember?
For you, the day Bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday.
But when it comes down to it, Ken will most likely be the last Street Fighter rep, as the slots are few, and we should see a more diverse cast of game series. Still, I would love to see my favorite bear pile driving, sailor dancing WWE superstar join Smash. This character could actually fit in the most likely to join Smash video too, but for various reasons, I made them on this list instead. Cuphead was probably the biggest highlight for me in 2017. It was one of my most anticipated games of all time, as when Studio MDHR was developing it, it was finding new ways that it could make it even better, causing it to be delayed multiple times. But with that, it didn't really bother me, as I was excited to wait for a new info every day, even if it means I would have to be waiting until this very day. And tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day,
and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day.
But man did it pay off, as the game is a masterpiece, and is also the 6th best-selling Xbox One game to date, and that's an accomplishment in its own right. For a run-and-gun boss beat-em-up, this game has a lot of flair. The 1900s cartoon design is amazing, and it brings a lot of nostalgia to mind when fighting up against psychic transformer bumblebees, fire-wielding ghost trains, or even slot machine karate frog. You know, your standard run-of-the-mill bosses. Cuphead is a great IP and would fit right into the world of Smash, What I believe is holding him back is the fact that he's not nearly as popular as many of the other characters that people want in this game. But with the Switch port being released in April, there's always hope that Sakurai will turn expectations around and add another iconic character to his series. He might be a zoner though, and...
No. This isn't how you're supposed to play the game.
This one's a little different in that the way that I don't really have a character in mind, but rather a series. The Rhythm Heaven series is a very dear game to my heart. When other people got their hands on Just Dance or DDR and went to Funky Town, I was lucky enough to get a copy of Rhythm Heaven Megamix for the 3DS, and since have not stopped pestering Nintendo for a Switch title, which I'm sure we'll get eventually. In the same way Mr. Game & Watch can animate into many of the different characters from his game series, I would love to see the same as Malo, Karate Joe, or even the boy with the quarterback kick. Could fill the spot as the basic character, and they'd switch out according to the moves they're using. The game isn't really a timeless success or a nostalgia-based franchise. It's just a game series that Nintendo publishes from time to time. And while Smash isn't necessarily elitist with his cast, which is more than what the fanbase can say, Sakurai is careful when he handpicks these characters, as usually some of them have significant purposes to the fighting game genre. Having a fighter base their moveset around a tempo and having a variety of effects due to timing would be pretty cool though. A Hat in Time was a game I originally overlooked because when I first saw it, my first thoughts were, oh boy, another one, in which I was referring to the surplus of indie platformers that had stormed the game scene in recent years. But after some time, I decided to give in to what little curiosity I had and watch Tom Fox do a playthrough, which you most certainly should watch, link will be in the description, and instantly fell in love with this game. Hat Girl has some charm to her that I didn't know could exist in a mostly silent protagonist. She jumps, she slides, she dances. She mostly dances. But I'm honestly glad that this game could have a new feel that still feels fresh today. Now I don't think it's impossible for her to join Smash, but with Banjo being the latest character to drop also being a platformer, I see Sakurai heading in a new direction that mostly steers towards fighting game characters. Sure, it's never been that way before, as Smash 4's DLC mostly had RPG characters. But with the way that things are going now, I have a feeling that we'll be seeing more relevant characters to Smash before this smug kit will see the light of day. Recently, I was playing with a buddy in a friendly game of Smash. We were having a good time, but every few stocks he would send some incredibly easy things to read. So I looked over to him and I said, "You're giving me too many things lately." And right then he smiled at me and said, "Everything is alright, but if you're gonna think twice." And with the most snide remark I have ever heard, he says, "Baby, I don't wanna know." So then I assumed he had a plan up his sleeve, but without hesitation I replied, "Regardless of warnings, the future doesn't scare me at all." Lol. Then he started beating me bad, and all I could say was, "Nothing's like before." I mean seriously, Sora is on the top of most of my list when it comes to talking about Smash. As long as I could remember, I've always wanted the spike hair parkour using Keyblade mastering goofball in Smash. I've been extremely invested in the Kingdom Hearts storyline for quite a while, and regardless how you feel about it, you can grow quite attached to characters even if their actions and worlds make no actual sense. But Sora has always held a really soft spot in my heart, as Kingdom Hearts has a big branch into games I had no idea I was getting myself into. Believe it or not, I shed tears when I beat Kingdom Hearts 3 for the first time, as I got to see so many of my favorite characters reunite for the first time in years. And I've never felt a more wholesome feeling than I did when I saw the tragic trio of friends come together the way they did. I honestly would love nothing more than for Sora to join Smash, but it's quite obvious with 2 other Square Enix reps that most likely is not going to happen. And as hard as it is for me to say, I'll have to face my fears, and come up with an idea that is simple and clean, well within my personal sanctuary. Once I have something in my mind, I don't think twice. Cue Dire Docs. Don't ever be afraid to like a character in a series, even if it makes you unpopular among most people. If you spend your time worrying about what other people like, you won't be able to form your own opinion, and slowly you'll lose what makes you you. Now I'm curious to see who you guys would love to add, so leave a comment with your top 5 and lowest 5 characters you would love to see in the game, regardless of popularity or relevance. And while you're at it, drop some anime, because I need to watch some new shows anyway.